Hey everyone, this is Lydia with Eradicate Self-Doubt and Anxiety. Thank you for being here. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. I would love to have more subscribers. I'm still new to YouTube and having a YouTube channel, but I'm not new to RTT. And RTT is Rapid Transformational Therapy. It's called Rapid because it is. It's a really efficient way of getting to your goal. And in this case, your goal, I'm assuming, is to eradicate self-doubt and to eradicate anxiety. So I have a Facebook group. I'd love to have you join me there. The name of the Facebook group is Eradicate Self-Doubt and Anxiety. So please get in touch with me either through my website or through my business profile page on Facebook, and let me know that you'd like to be part of that. I'd love to have you join me. The Facebook group is called Eradicate Self-Doubt and Anxiety. And rapid transformational therapy is rapid. It's also transformational. And so what I want to do is really capitalize on this month of January on talking about how for the whole month of January, I sort of feel like that is, we don't just have the first day of January or first week, but we have the whole first month to really sort of sort ourselves out and to organize our lives and to think about how we might want to move forward. I like to think personally that it's possible to get better and better. And I actually have chosen to do that. I choose to get better and better in my life. I want my life to get better and better. I want things to improve across the board. I just went through a list of 12 different things that, when things are broken down into a list of 12, it forces you to really take a look specifically at different things like your physical exercise and physical output and what you want your body to be like and to feel like and what you want your body to do. And just one example, what about your diet? Are there things you want to tweak or change for the year 2000? And then what about your anxiety? Wouldn't it be fantastic to eradicate your anxiety, to get rid of your anxiety? Because guess what? You don't need to live with it. You really don't need to live with it. There are many ways to deal with it. And one thing that I do on my Instagram feed and in my Facebook group, Eradicate Self-Doubt and Anxiety, is to give little tips and tools for helping to deal with anxiety. But in my program that I do, in the RTT program, we actually get to the root cause of your anxiety and really pull this anxiety out by the roots. And what happens when we pull a weed out by the roots? It doesn't grow back, or it grows back very, very slowly, and it's much more manageable, right? If you have a big weed with lots of leaves and lots of stems and it's quite high, it means the roots are equally as long, if not longer, right? But if you pull those roots out, then it's going to take quite a bit of time to develop that system again. But if you do a really good job, that weed won't come back. If you do a really good job, if we do a good job together, you and I come together and we do this very cool thing called the Antianxiety Lab, the Antianxiety Workshop, where we work together over a period of 6 weeks. But your anxiety will be reduced in as little as 3 weeks. And you need to be doing your homework. However, you can't just sort of sit back. You need to do your part, and I do my part. So Rapid Transformational Therapy was developed by Marissa Peer. She's English. She grew up in England. She spends her time both in the US, in LA, and also in London. And she is a renowned speaker. She speaks on amazing stages around the world. She has written numerous books, one of which is called I Am Enough. And if you haven't read it, I suggest that you get it off Amazon, or maybe get the e-version of it and listen to it, because it's really, really wonderful. And basically it's just saying that we are all enough, and we walk around thinking that we're not beautiful enough, that my hair's not blonde enough, that I'm not tall enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough at RTT. I'm not good enough as a teacher. I'm not good enough as a doctor. I'm actually not a great nurse. I'll never be a good nurse. All these thoughts, right? And I Am Enough helps us to really flip those negative beliefs on their head. Anyway, so Marissa has developed a school. She has a wonderful training program, and I'm one of her graduates. And she's training graduates around the world to help people around the world a wide variety of issues. So if you don't have anxiety, don't worry, I can help you with whatever it is that you need help with. I'm an excellent RTT practitioner. Rapid Transformational Therapy. So I do endorse therapy if you need to talk with someone, if you want to talk with someone on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. Talk therapy is great. I also have had therapy, but I also think it's really valuable and really important to consider getting to the root, to really being a gardener and getting to the root cause of your anxiety, getting to the root cause of your depression. Getting to the root cause means that, you won't have those same kinds of symptoms. Yes, you may have circumstantial anxiety every now and then. That happens all the time. If you're out in your car and it starts to really rain hard and you can't see, you might start feeling a little anxious, but that's situational, right? That's circumstantial. That's just you being in the car when it starts to really rain hard, right? So what I wanted to talk about today is a little tip for mitigating anxiety that you might be feeling. And what I've taken on, Mel Robbins is an amazing life coach. I encourage you to check her out. She's all over social media, just like Marissa Peer. Mel Robbins, Robbins, Mel as in Melissa. And she, let's see, where did I get it from? I can't remember where I got this from. It's a little tip, little trick of writing down every day what you're glad about. I prefer to use the word gratitude, but today in the list or in the title of my video, it's write down what you're glad about. But either way, choose a word that works for you. Every morning I write down on one side, it's actually a notebook like this, and I write down on this side what it is that I'm grateful for. At the very top of the list, I'm very grateful that my parents are still alive. And so I always write down that I'm grateful for both of them, because I know, it's not going to be forever and ever that they're here on the planet. And pretty soon they're going to leave. And I feel very emotional thinking about that. It's a big deal when you lose your parents. So I put them at the top of the list, and I put my children on the second line. But I come up with things that are for the moment, like today's a really sunny day. And so I decide that I'm grateful for the sunshine, right? And I just make a big list, and that feels really good. Notice when you write down your list of what you're glad about, that it feels good. And what's really important to try to mitigate anxiety is to do things for yourself that feel good. What are some things that you just love to do? And can you do more of those things? Or let's say you like to read. Can you increase the amount of time that you read every day so that you're doing a little something for yourself that feels good? But back to the list. Write down every day a list of the things that you're glad for, and notice if there is a shift in the feeling state. Because I really believe that when we think about gratitude, we sort of shift our mindset into a place of being surrounded by and thinking about the things we're grateful for, which are typically happy things, right? We're not grateful for pain and injustice and hurt and jealousy. We're grateful for the things that are going well in our life. So it's focusing our mind and focusing our thoughts to funnel in, to narrow in on those things that are good, are positive, are wonderful, that feel good. And so you'll notice that thoughts lead to feelings, and feelings lead to actions, and actions equal our lives, right? So if you have a very deep-seated thought, deep in your heart, right, or deep in your gut, I am not good enough. I will never be a good enough pianist or opera singer, let's just say. I'll never be good enough. I am not a good enough piano player. That leads to a feeling. What does that make you feel like? It feels sad. It feels lonely. It feels depressing. It feels negative. It feels like maybe you're angry about that, or frustrated about that, or irritated about that, or just really depressed and sad about that. And then the actions that you take aren't uplifting actions. You might give performances, but you might not give the kind of performance that you really could give if you thought that you were really an amazing piano player, right? The actions that you take, maybe it's actually the actions that you don't take. Maybe you don't take risks. Maybe you don't play the piano in lots of different venues. Maybe you don't take risks because you don't think that you're a good enough piano player. And therefore, you stay in a little box and you don't move beyond those limits that are actually self-imposed limits that you've placed upon yourself. So that's what I'm here to say today. Write down a list of what you're glad about. What are you grateful for in your life? What are you glad about today? And hopefully that will help you to shift your mindset so that you're not feeling quite so anxious. My program is $14.95 and it's transformational. If you're ready to transform your life, I give a free strategy call. It's totally free, no pressure at all. Please reach out and book a call. There is a link down below. Thanks so much for listening. And please also give me your comments. I'd love to hear them.